Hi everyone, welcome back to Half Magic Tarot. I hope you had a good end of the year, good start of 2023. Our reading today is going to be your life's next chapter, so kind of like the next big event or the next phase in your life that you're going to be going through. There are 4 piles to choose from. I suggest selecting the pile that sparks a memory in you. So for example, I would select pile 3, Rhiannon, because I went to a Stevie Nicks concert last year and she performed Rhiannon. It was like really wonderful to be able to see live. She's such a powerhouse. And yeah, so I will put the timestamps in the description down below. Feel free to pause the video now to select your pile and let's get started. If you selected pile 1, Vesta, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the 6 of Swords in reverse, the Queen of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the Magician, and the 3 of Swords. For your tea leaf reading cards, we got Wall and Broom. Okay, my pile 1, so what is your life's next chapter? This pile is all about undergoing a transition, and for some of you, this can be very literal, like a physical transition, but let's get more into it. So your first card that we have is the 6 of Swords in reverse. So immediately what I'm hearing is that the viewers of this pile have been feeling stuck for a while. You have felt stuck in a particular situation. It could be in your current living situation. Maybe you don't like your roommates. Maybe you live with your family and you're not getting along. Maybe you are living with a romantic partner and it's no longer working out. But I'm also hearing that it could be other circumstances, like you feel stuck in a job, you feel stuck in a town, you want out, you want some change or like more variety in your life, but you have not been able to get there. And it's weighing on you a lot with this Queen of Swords next in your spread. I think that this is representative of you. And the Queen of Swords is someone who is emotionally closed off because of this 6 of Swords in reverse energy next to her. If you look, she's facing this card. This is what she's focused on. This is what she's thinking about. So definitely this has been a mental struggle for you, thinking about it constantly, thinking about this conflict, feeling trapped, feeling stuck, feeling like you're not making any progress. And the universe wants to let you know that in this upcoming chapter in your life, that will be changing, because immediately after that, we have this King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is someone who is a master of their material realm, of their own stability and security. So this feeling of being stagnant and stuck is going to change into feeling secure and happy where you're at. And that's also evidenced by the imagery on this card, which features someone walking across a bridge to this kind of brighter place outside of this situation where they may feel stuck. It's about getting yourself past this feeling of stagnation or being held back and reaching that new point. And with the Magician directly next to the King of Pentacles, this is just another iteration of that, because the Magician is all about manifestation. So this thing that you've been concerned about, that you've been thinking about, a new place to live, a new city to be in, a new job, a mended relationship, whatever that is that you have been manifesting and working towards, is going to be coming true for you. Because you have all the tools necessary to make this happen, and it's your willpower and your ability to put in the work that is ultimately going to get you there. Now, when this chapter of your life comes to fruition, you will have this kind of lingering 3 of Swords energy at the end, and the 3 of Swords can indicate some grief, some upset. So in particular, if you are literally want to move houses, I think that maybe your roommates or your family or the partner that you're no longer going to live with, whatever, there will be some heartbreak associated with that. I mean, it's always hard to, especially if you're close with your family. Sometimes you just get to the point where you're like, it's time for me to leave home and be independent, even though I love my family and I care about my family. And it's difficult to kind of separate yourself intentionally, because it almost feels like you're creating a boundary or like a wall between you when that's not your intention. It's not that you want to separate yourself. It's just that you have to in order to like continue to grow as a person. So anyway, I do think for either you or this person, there will be some lingering sadness because of feelings of nostalgia, feelings of missing someone. So like I said, for a lot of you, I do think that this is literally you will move somewhere else. And so you will probably maybe be missing some things about the places you lived, missing your friends that live there, missing your family, missing your former roommate, whatever. For others of you, this is a different kind of transition. So it could be like getting a new job, and maybe you really liked your coworkers. It's kind of sad to say goodbye, but this Three of Swords is just minor arcana compared to the major arcana of the Magician. So really, overall, this is a really great transition for you, but it does have its ups and downs emotionally. But I think that overall, this getting out of this feeling of being stuck will be very rewarding for you, because you finally kind of feel like your life is moving in the direction that you have been wishing for it to and wanting for it to. So your first tea leaf reading card says wall, misunderstanding. And like I said, I do think with this Three of Swords at the end of your spread, someone might be upset or a little saddened about this transition, or someone might feel like you are separating yourself from them. And I don't think that this is anything that can't be overcome with like a good conversation about it, because you have 3 swords cards in your spread, and swords are all about verbal communication and your mentality and things like that. So I do see that this is easily resolvable through communication. And also wall to me indicates a separation from before and after. And I think for a lot of you, like in this King of Pentacles cards, once you cross this bridge, you just feel like the whole world opens up. Like there's so much more for you out there. So I think that this transition is very important for you. For your second tea leaf reading card, we got Broom, which says new home, new attitude. So again, I do think for a lot of you, you are physically, literally moving to a new home. For others of you, you are going to be reevaluating what it is you consider home. And that could be a workplace, it could be a friend group, it could be the relationships that you have with people, it could be an entirely new country, a new city. But I think for most of you, you already know, especially with the Six of Swords in reverse, you already know exactly what it is that you have been wishing and hoping for, because this is something that definitely you've thought about. So whatever it is that you've been hoping to make a transition in, I do see that happening for you in your life's next chapter. So for your pile marker, we got Vesta, which says home. And it says your household situation is improving either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. So definitely I see you once again moving, and maybe if you are having problems living with your family, or you are having issues with a roommate, moving away from this person will improve, or this family member, whatever, moving out to a different location, to a different house, to a different city, whatever, will improve your well-being a lot. And I know that it's difficult. It's hard to draw boundaries. And I think with this Three of Swords at the end of your spread, this is really an indication to me that maybe you are having to draw a boundary with a specific person, and you can't draw a boundary while still making sure that the other person like feels okay about it. Because I think for a lot of us, we do not want to hurt someone's feelings, but ultimately, if what you're doing is not hurtful, if it's just self-protective and they still find it hurtful, you cannot change their opinion or emotions about it. They're still going to feel that way. The only emotions that you can be responsible for are your own, and that doesn't mean that we shouldn't consider other people's emotions, but ultimately, when it is something that is best for you and does not really impact them in a large material way, like you're not like screwing anyone over, then I think it is completely okay to make the best decision for yourself. And I do see you doing that and really coming out on top because of it. So congratulations, my pile ones. That is it for your reading. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 2, Mary Magdalene, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Queen of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Seven of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Hermit. For your tea leaf reading cards, we got Fox and Candle. Okay, my pile 2s. So what is your life's next chapter? The message that I'm getting overall for this pile is that the next phase of your life, the next important lesson that you're going through, is you are going to be establishing boundaries with the people in your life, because I do think that you are a very giving person, but you can be drained very easily, and you are going to take some of that care and that attention that you give to other people and finally put it into yourself. And why do I say that? We start off your spread with this Queen of Pentacles, and this represents you. You could be an earth sign. We actually have 3 earth signs represented here. So Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn, the Hierophant is Taurus, and the Hermit is Virgo. So you could be an earth sign or have a prominent earth placement in your natal chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But the Queen of Pentacles is someone who is very nurturing and has all the tools that they need in order to take care of other people. This is the kind of person that if their friend is sick, they would come over with medicine and soup that they made for themselves, and they would make sure that their friend is okay. They just have a streak of being very affectionate and caring and motherly towards the people in their lives. And sometimes when we are like that, we tend to overextend ourselves, and this could be, something that you were kind of drawing on from your childhood. Maybe you feel like you only deserve love, or you deserve reciprocation in your relationships if you are kind of going out of your way to take care of other people. But the truth is that we all deserve love regardless of how much we put in. And I'm not saying that you should never support your friends, but you don't have to go out of your way to the point where you're draining yourself or neglecting your own needs in order to make other people like you. People will like you regardless. And I think that is a very important lesson for this particular pile to learn. So with this Hierophant next in your spread, I think that a lot of you will be undergoing kind of a spiritual journey in the next phase of your life. So for a lot of you, if you're watching a tarot reading, obviously maybe you are into kind of spirituality or occult knowledge, and so you might be getting deeper into that, and because of that, kind of understanding yourself more, understanding your own field of energy, understanding the ways in which you are not showing up for yourself and the way that you are showing up for other people, and taking that knowledge to give back to you and to apply it to your life in a meaningful way where you are now taking care of yourself and being your own parent in a way. I actually had a conversation with one of my friends last night where we were kind of talking about how we tend to sometimes be really mean to ourselves or be really self-critical and talk badly about ourselves and just feel like we're not enough in a lot of ways. We're not enough to be cared for. We're not enough to be loved, whatever the situation is. But we would obviously never say that to each other. We would never look at each other and be like, you don't deserve to be loved because you haven't done this, or you don't look like that, or whatever it is that is your insecurity, whatever it is that you are bullying yourself about. And my friend said that she decided to put some pictures of herself, like as a child, on her vanity mirror. And so when she looks at herself and maybe she feels like, oh, I hate the way that I look today, I feel really unattractive, instead of kind of leaning into that pessimism and thinking, going from just, I don't feel attractive today to I am not an attractive person and therefore I am unlovable, unlikable, whatever. Instead of going to that extreme, she sees a picture of herself as a child and she's like, I would never I would never say that to a child. And she is still me. Like, that's still me. I would never, why would I bully her? Why would I do that when I can just help her grow and help her build her own self-confidence and take care of her? Like, I want to take care of my friends, like I would want to take care of a child in front of me, whatever that situation is. And I feel like that's really the energy for a lot of this pile. I think that you will make a lot of realizations in the ways that you have been neglecting your own needs and begin figuring out how to apply that to yourself. And it's really going to help you grow spiritually. I think you will feel a lot more at peace in yourself as you commit to this phase of your life. And with the 7 of Cups in the middle of your spread, I believe that this represents all of the different ways that your emotions are being pulled to fill up other people's cups. Because you always want to take care of the people around you. You always want to make sure that they are happy, they're comfortable, and that's a good trait to have. I'm not suggesting that anyone here hardens their heart, but if you find that you are taking care of other people so much that you yourself are becoming exhausted, or you feel like you don't have any time for yourself, it's because you are overextending the resources that you have to give. And you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot support other people with no energy, eventually, if you keep supporting other people and you feel like you're not being supported in turn, whether that's from yourself or from those other people, you will begin to grow resentful. And then all of this care, all of this love that you have for the people that you take care of will be negated by that. And that's why that 7 of Cups is followed by this Page of Cups, which is the kind of energy that you need to start extending to yourself. This is a romantic, hopeful, youthful, caring, spontaneous kind of energy. And when you apply this to yourself, it's about romanticizing your own life and doing little behaviors to romance yourself. So what do I mean by that? I mean making sure that you have eaten well today. Making sure that you feel comfortable in your home. You can get new sheets for your bed. Make sure that your shower is clean. Give yourself a hot bath. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the people around you, taking the time to turn off your phone and just spend an hour by yourself, doing something that you enjoy just for yourself. And that can be something as simple as watching a movie, going on a 15-minute walk in your neighborhood. Whatever the situation is, you need to find ways to be romancing yourself. You need to find ways to extend the same care and the same attention that you give to other people to yourself, because ultimately it will make you feel a lot happier. And when you're happier, you end up being able to have a more symbiotic relationship with the people around you. One where you don't feel like you are being drained of your energy and your resources and your kindness. And all of this is represented by the last card in your spread, which is the Hermit. And the Hermit obviously is someone who is alone, but not in a negative way. The Hermit is someone who intentionally takes time away from other people in order to kind of reach a new level of enlightenment, to understand more about themselves and to be more comfortable by themselves. And that is really the most important lesson here for this group. And that's also all reflected in the pile marker you selected, which is Mary Magdalene. It says unconditional love, love yourself, others in every situation, no matter what the outward appearances may be. And Mary Magdalene, I think is kind of a perfect summation of this pile, because I'm not a Christian, but this is what I know about Mary Magdalene, is that she was someone who was very close to Jesus, who is obviously worshipped and considered to be kind of like a perfect being. And a lot of people speak very poorly of Mary Magdalene, and they say that she was like a sex worker in a derogatory way, like she was not worthy of being around these other people. But she was very devoted to Jesus. Like, she washed his feet. She took care of him. She listened to him. She was his companion. And so, but she doesn't receive the amount of respect that she deserves because people just don't like what she does for other people is not earning her respect. It's not enough for other people. And that's why I feel like for a lot of people in this pile, you overextend yourself. You do a lot to help other people and make them feel secure. And you do this because you think it will secure affection and love and stability in your life. But the actuality of the situation is that regardless of how much you do for other people, there will always be people who are just not willing to give you the same amount of reciprocation. And so you have to learn how to be able to take care of yourself. You have to learn how to love yourself in spite of feeling like other people maybe don't, or you haven't done enough to earn it, because you have to be with yourself. You're the person that's with you the most. You're with yourself all the time. So it's really important for you to treat yourself with kindness and remember to nurture the part of you that's a child who just wants to do right and be loved and be curious about the world. Your first tea leaf reading card is Fox, which says shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. And I think that this really is about you as a Queen of Pentacles, someone who has a lot of resources, in particular the kind of emotional labor and maybe the acts of service that you do for other people. And the shrewdness and resourcefulness is you learning how to set boundaries on that. It's not saying that you take it away completely, but you learn how much is enough to give. You learn to stop overextending yourself, and you learn that sometimes doing the most is not going to secure you love. The people that love you are going to love you regardless, because you already have these qualities of being like a caring, affectionate person, and they like you for who you are. And it's time to use those resources for yourself. And then your second tea leaf reading card is Candle, which says you will be shown the way, which goes with the Hermit, in my opinion. In the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, the Hermit is represented by a person by themselves holding a candle, and the candle represents the light that they have found kind of in dark circumstances by being alone. It's a sense of enlightenment that they have found through disconnection, through taking the time to figure out what they want. And that's really the spiritual journey that you will be on in your life's next chapter. So that is it for my pile twos. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 3, Rhiannon, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Two of Cups, the Empress, the Eight of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Six of Wands. For your tea leaf reading cards, we got 4-leaf clover and April. Okay, my pile 2. So what is the next chapter in your life? What's the next phase you're going through, your next big thing? This is, without a doubt, about romantic love. So we start off your spread with this Two of Cups, which is a love card. This is about a relationship coming in. This is about a healthy kind of symbiotic situation. This is two people who understand each other, who kind of meet in the middle. And if you look at this card, it's two people in the ocean, and there's a bunch of fish around them. So I'm hearing there's lots of fish in the sea, and maybe you've been told that a lot. I'm getting the sense that for this pile, most of you have been single for a long time, or you just haven't found anyone that you really connect with. And so maybe you've been out there trying to meet people. Maybe you've been on like dating apps, for example. But it feels like, yeah, there's plenty of fish in the sea, but none of them feel like the one for me. Like none of them are working for me. I can't seem to catch a break. And then it's like finally you find this person who mirrors you, who feels like they feel like a missing puzzle piece kind of situation. Like you just fit together perfectly, and together you kind of expand both of your horizons, your viewpoint, the way that you see the world. So this is a really positive, optimistic love card. And then we have that followed by The Empress, which is also a card of romantic love. This is a Venusian card, so represented by Venus, the goddess of love. This is about harvest, particularly romantic harvest. It's about the things that you have been wishing and hoping for coming in for you. And in particular, it's a very good omen when it comes to love and beauty. So the Two of Cups followed by the Empress to me really solidifies that this is a love reading and this is about a new love or romantic situation coming into your life. But with the Eight of Swords in the middle of your spread, I think even though that this is something that you have been wishing for and maybe trying to manifest for a while, you still have a lot of fears when it comes to romance. You feel like you have a lot of blockages. Maybe you are an insecure person and you just feel like you feel unworthy of love. You feel unworthy of having kind of a reciprocal relationship. Maybe you feel like you will never find someone. You have this fear of being alone forever. Maybe all of the people that you've been with in the past have ended up disappointing you, so you're kind of afraid of letting your guard down again and running the risk of being hurt. Maybe you just feel very inexperienced, and because of that, you feel almost like embarrassed to embark on this journey because it's difficult to try something new. Like if you haven't dated a lot in the past, it can be really scary to kind of embark on that and feel out of your depth. But whatever this is some kind of mental limitation that you have that has been holding you back. So maybe you feel like it's external circumstances. Maybe, like I said, if you feel really insecure, maybe you feel like, well, I don't think anyone would like me because I have these qualities that I think are undesirable, or I don't have these qualities that I do think are desirable, whatever the situation is. And because of that, you have not really allowed yourself to even try dating or consider dating because you don't want to face the disappointment or the rejection that you think you will come into if you allow yourself to put yourself out there. But the Eight of Swords is mental limitations. And actually in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, the Eight of Swords is represented by someone who has a blindfold on and they're kind of standing in the middle of the circle of 8 swords. And the binds that are tying them are really loose. And there's kind of an opening in the swords, but they have their blindfold on, so they don't realize they could easily just take it off and walk away. But at the time, it feels like you're trapped kind of in this mental prison. You feel like you can't move on from it. And I think this is the energy that a lot of you have been in for a while. But the good news is that in the next phase of your life, the next big thing that's coming on, you have this Ace of Swords, which is kind of like a new mental philosophy, a new level of clarity when it comes to this situation. So you will be taking off the metaphorical blindfold and you will realize, actually I am worthy of being loved. The person who's meant for me will accept that I have, fears. I can work through these fears. I can come up with healthy coping mechanisms, whatever it is. You will be achieving clarity in this particular realm. And because of that, you end up with this Six of Wands, which is a card of achievement and victory and being applauded for it. So I do think that the people who really know you kind of know about this situation, whatever your fear is. And so I think that once you kind of make strides in this, once you gain a new level of clarity and a new level of understanding and you recognize the ways in which you are holding yourself back when it comes to romantic relationships, you will achieve some kind of victory. So you could start dating someone who you actually really like. You could even, just start putting yourself out there and kind of opening yourself up to the possibility of romance. But for a lot of you, I am getting that this is in particular a specific person coming in for you. And this person could be a Taurus or a Libra, or have a prominent Taurus or Libra placement in their natal chart. So Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in particular. But I'm getting most strongly Taurus here. And like I said, with the Six of Wands, this is a card of victory, and I think you will be very proud of your accomplishments because this feels like it was a long time coming. Like I said, I think a lot of you have been single for a while. So coming out of this Eight of Swords energy when it comes to romance is like a huge deal. And this is kind of reflected in your pile marker, Rhiannon, which says, Sorceress, you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. And the manifestation of romance in your life is represented by this Empress card, which is about harvest and abundance. And the manifestation is this Two of Cups, romantic love coming in for you. So I think that this is just a confirmation from the universe that this Eight of Swords fear that you have is not really tangible in the way that you think it is. It really is a mental limitation, and I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. Obviously, if this is something that is really taking up a lot of mind in your head and holding you back, it is something that is important to you that you need to work on. But I don't think that it, like for example, if you have insecurities that you feel like are preventing you from dating, I think that in actuality, like if you're like, I don't think people want to date me or people don't find me attractive, actuality people do, but you don't really allow people to have the opportunity to approach you in that kind of way because you have closed off your energy. But anyway, this is a confirmation from the universe that you can manifest this romantic relationship that you so desire and you believe in, that you feel like is not tangible for you at this moment in time. And that you will actually, as your life's next chapter. And this is also represented by your first tea leaf reading card that says 4-leaf clover, great good fortune. So 4-leaf clovers are kind of difficult to find. Like they're pretty rare to find, which is what makes them lucky. So again, I feel like this is kind of an echo of the Two of Cups situation I said, where maybe you feel like you've been told there's a lot of people in the sea, but you feel like you can't find the one for you. You don't meet people that you are interested in dating, or you don't find people that are interested in dating you. You just feel like you never have that mutual connection. And so you'll feel very lucky when this comes into play. And it's also reflected by the Six of Wands, which is a card of victory, like I said, and also being not acknowledged for your victory. So great good fortune when it comes to love in particular. And then your second tea leaf reading card is April. So April could be a month of particular significance. For a lot of you, this might be when you come into union with a specific person. But like I said, we also have the Empress in this card, which can represent Taurus or Libra. Taurus season is late April through most of May. So for a lot of you, like I said, the person that you're dating could be like an April Taurus, or you could meet this person in April. So that is it for my pile threes. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 4, Lakshmi, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Ten of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Ten of Cups. For your tea leaf reading cards, we got Door and Lily. Okay, my pile 4s. So what is the next phase in your life? What is the next big lesson, the next big thing that you have to learn, the next chapter in your life? This pile is telling me that this next phase of your life is about overcoming anxiety that you have when it comes to lack. And for a lot of you, that's lack of finances. It's lack of feeling secure in yourself, lack of confidence, lack of fun, excitement in your life. Whatever the situation is, something that you are insecure about, you will be overcoming this anxiety and things will start looking up for you. And this will mark a really big transition, not only in your mindset, but also in the way that you experience life. I think you'll be having a lot more fun and feel a lot more secure in the upcoming months. This is represented by your spread. So the first card in your spread is this Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is someone who feels secure by themselves. They have a level of independence, and also it can represent financial insecurity and luxury. So for a lot of you, you have been worrying about your finances or your material stability. Maybe you're not making enough money. You lost your job. Someone in your family lost their job. You're in debt, whatever the situation is, or maybe you just feel like you would like to make more money, Maybe you feel like you don't have enough to really do the things that you want to do, like you don't have enough money to go out and have fun with your friends, whatever the situation is. Or it could be that you are actually financially comfortable and you just have a tendency to worry about finances because you have experienced financial struggle in the past. So maybe you kind of are like a penny pincher because of that. Maybe you are a little bit of like a hoarder. Maybe you hold on to things because you are used to not having things. And so it's hard for you to kind of readjust your expectations and recognize that you are now at a place where you are like safe financially and you can afford to not, waste money, but you can afford to allow yourself to like have a little bit more fun with your expenses. For others of you, this is kind of a level of independence. And maybe you feel like you just don't really feel secure on your own. You don't feel like you know who you are outside of your relationships to other people. You feel like you never get time to yourself. You just feel like you don't like who you are that much, and that causes a lot of insecurity for you. And that's also reflected in the next card of your spread, which is this Queen of Wands, which is someone who's really charismatic and charming and friendly, popular, attractive physically, but also in terms of personality. And I think a lot of you have fears around this. Maybe you have fears about your looks. You have insecurities about your appearance. You have insecurities about your lack of friendship or your lack of close relationships. Maybe you just feel like you aren't well liked, or you admire qualities in other people who are more like outgoing than you, or seem funnier to you, or just seem cooler to you. I think that this pile has a lot of insecurities in particular about themselves and like their personality. Like you just don't really feel secure in who you are, and you don't feel like you are kind of reflecting the kind of person that you want to be to the world at this time. But in the middle of your spread, we come to this Ten of Swords. And sometimes in readings, the Ten of Swords can be pretty scary because it represents the death of something. But in particular, this is the death of this mental blockage or this feeling of insecurity or doubt in yourself that you have. You are leaving behind this previous mindset and you are moving forward. And in particular, you're moving forward towards this High Priestess card. So this is kind of a deeper understanding of yourself and the things that you have to offer, and a higher trust in the divine and divine timing and being guided from the universe. You are going to start to feel more like everything will work out, and that the universe, any higher powers that you believe in, are guiding you along and will not let you suffer without a reason, without something like waiting for you on the horizon. And this trust in the universe is going to be very comforting for you, and it's also going to make you recognize the ways in which you are, favored, your own unique qualities, and the things that you possess that have allowed you to get to where you are today. So for example, if you have physical insecurities, you recognize all the ways in which your body has supported you this far. If you have financial insecurities, you recognize that, constantly worrying about your financial resources isn't going to help the situation. It's just stressing you out. It's making you more focused on your lack. And if you kind of change that mindset around and focus on manifesting abundance, manifesting a better job, being more optimistic instead of kind of resigning yourself to worry and anxiety, not only will you feel better mentally because you're out of this mindset of constant worry or constantly feeling like you don't have enough, but you are more likely to manifest and kind of bring in the things that you want because the universe is listening to you. And I think once you recognize this lesson, it will bring you a lot of emotional fulfillment. That's represented by the 10 of Cups at the end of your spread. And look at this. This is a bunch of people dancing, celebrating this beautiful thing in the sky above them. So I think that you will just trust in the divine a lot more, and you will recognize your own worth and feel like there are a lot of more opportunities opening up to you, and you will let go a lot of your worry and anxiety about the future. And that's represented in your pile marker, Lakshmi, which says bright future. So again, you are working your way towards a brighter future. All of this feeling of insecurity, this lack, this instability that you've been experiencing in your life is going to change, and things are going to start picking up for you. And this card says, stop worrying, everything is going to be fine. So the 10 of Swords, you are going to stop this worry. You're going to stop the mental exasperation that you've been going through, this feeling of lack of self-worth, this feeling of lack of material stability, this feeling of lack of excitement in your life. And you're going to go ahead and start trusting the process more and recognize the ways in which you contribute to your own reality, and you can make of it what you want, and start focusing more on the positives. And this is also represented in your first tea leaf reading card, which says door, opportunities are waiting for you. And that is represented by this 10 of Cups at the end of your spread, this emotional fulfillment, the things that will make you happy. And the 10 is the last in like the numerical cycle for the Suit of Cups. So this is kind of, a long time coming, something that you've worked really hard for. And it will definitely feel like an accomplishment once you get there. Once you recognize, once you can open your eyes and be like, wow, I really have accomplished so much. And I worried the whole time that I was doing it. But now that I'm here, I recognize that I was being led this way anyway, and I didn't have to make it so hard on myself. I didn't have to be so hard on myself. I think once you have this realization, it will be a really big shift in your life. And I think it's a permanent shift. I think that you will kind of take this advice with yourself going forward, and you will have a lot more trust in your own abilities and also the way that the universe has your back. Your second tea leaf reading card says Lily, which says spiritual love. And so I think that's reflected in this High Priestess and the 10 of Cups, because the High Priestess is kind of connected with spirituality, it's intuition, it's feeling guided by a higher power. And so I think that you will really come to love the ways in which the universe extends a hand to you and gives you opportunities when you feel like you have none, and gives you a little glimmer of hope when you feel like you're lacking it. And you will really come to love the divine and maybe strengthen your relationship to spirituality. And in particular, you will kind of love the world and the universe around you. You will find things to be happy about and the little things in your life. I've been having a lot of moments recently where maybe I'm doing something really mundane. I'll be walking up to my friend's door to go hang out with her. And I have this moment where I'm like, wow, a year ago, I would not believe that I'm in this situation where I have roots. I feel comfortable with I am. I have people to hang out with. I have people that care about me. I think you will just have these moments of gratitude and be like, I can't believe that I was so worried, or I felt so pessimistic about my future before, because everything worked out, and it has always worked out for me. And I think once you maintain that level of optimism and confidence in your future, you will kind of be able to, you'll have confirmation bias. The more good things happen to you, you'll be like, yeah, of course. It's lucky girl syndrome, that thing that's all over TikTok now. So I really feel like this is your lucky girl era, or lucky boy era, or lucky non-binary person era. But that's where you're at. So congratulations, my pile 4. Thank you for watching. Please comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care.